Hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout Wasteland Warfare Settlement Mode playthrough, and we're working from the corner of the table here today because this is all the room I have to work with the area that we're doing for the mission today. So we have some housekeeping to do, as always, the settlement stuff, but almost unanimously again, you lot have been pretty, I think there was only 1 week where it was super close between two options. The rest of the time you're pretty decided altogether on what you need to do with the caps. So almost unanimously, a save week was selected, i.e. not spending any caps at all, banking them for a week. So we started with 749 caps today, and that's what we're going to go with, barring any explore card results that are in our favour or against. And we'll add on whether or not we win or lose at the end of today, and see at the end how much we have to spend. And again, after this video, head over to the community tab and you can pick what you think we should spend on. So this is all our current armory, and we are going to bring some of them into our battle today, and we're just going to get on with it. I am, as always, going to bring the Hunter's Hunting Rifle for 1, the Incendiary Baton for 2, taking all the unique items. At least they don't take up space when you bring them back, I suppose. So that's 2. Let's also bring... let's bring 1 set of T60. Yeah, just 1 set of T60. That should be fine. So I can bring 2 more things. Let's bring... do we need the Incendiary Assault Rifle? We might. I think there's going to be a lot of close range fighting today, actually. Yeah, you know what? I've talked myself into it. Incendiary Assault Rifle for 4. We can bring 1 more thing. And I think I'm going to bring the Laser Rifle. Incidentally, I was looking on the Fallout Wasteland Warfare subreddit. I don't do that very often, but it was the first time in a long time, and I saw a Modifius playtester, an official one I mean, comment about what this damage ignores 1 armor means, this symbol here. This is the updated version of the card where it's written a bit clearer. It used to just be the damage symbol, I think, but either way, that is true damage that ignores armor rolls and is not added on to anything else you do, which means the laser rifle is even better than I thought it was. So we're going to bring that. That means we've got what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. We have to get rid of something because none of these are unique, so they're not taking up free space. What do you get rid of? When we've got a laser rifle, do we need a laser pistol? You know, we probably don't. I will find out the sell value for that in a second, and we'll move on to the explore cards. Alright, selling that laser pistol to a passing trader nets us a whole 7 caps. Not exactly a lot, but hey. So let's move on to the explore cards, and that might be a good time to mention because you might also notice that this deck is a lot larger than it has been previously. I've started incorporating the cards from the Forged in the Flame expansion. Forged in the Fire, I mean? Yeah, Fire. Which I did an unboxing of. Well, you know, there's not a box, but whatever. So there's a lot more explore cards, a lot more event cards, some new items I put into the Wasteland deck we use for these videos. So in general there's a little bit more randomization, more options, and more fun stuff to see. So we can do 2 of these and do a reroll on 1 of them. Let's do this one. A Miner's Camp. Come and try your luck, mate. We've got a game of cards going. Take a break and join us. To gamble, choose your stake from 1 to 100 caps of your total and then test luck. If you pass, you gain caps equal to your stake. If you rest over 50, also resolve 1 damage due to sore losers, or you lose your stake. Will we risk this? Gain caps equal to your stake. So if you bet 25, you get 25. You know what? I like the sound of betting 25. We don't need to risk the damage. Well, actually, let's bet 45 then. Do it under the 50 caps. I'm gambling our money away. So the luck, hang on, what's the luck on the Soul Survivor? Oh wait, no, he's luck 4. No, I'm going to re-roll that actually, never mind, that'll be a re-roll. He has appalling luck. Boxing Gym, you lose yourself to the rhythm of your workout, then search the lockers. Draw 2 tactical boosts, test your perception, and draw Overdrive. I'll have to look that out specifically. Let's see, what's that skill tied to? That is tied to his agility. Nope, sorry. Int of 7. He does do it, so I'm going to have to go looking for an overdrive drug, but also 2 tactical boosts. I'll have to look at the boost deck. I was not expecting to need that. Those will just be with us in the next fight. And then the other card that we can do for free. How on earth did I do that? That's literally the same one. Let's go for this one. Quincy Police Station. The station is stripped of equipment, but Captain Cyan Reynolds' locker still contains an old training manual. Draw 2 boosts, keep 1. This boost goes directly into your hand for the next battle, not the pool the cards are selected from, so does not require stores. That one doesn't specify that, which implies you would need stores, but I'm not going to do that. So that's the 2 cards we're going with. I'll look out the boost cards, because now we actually need 3 in total. Well, draw 4, keep 3, essentially. And I'll see if I can find Overdrive at a glance, but no promises. Alright, so after scouring through every chem in the Wasteland, found Overdrive. It looks like at first it gives you nothing, then it gives you a black die for a melee attack, and then it gives you crit. I'm not sure if it means like you just do a critical attack, because 1 turn isn't really long enough to generate a crit for basically every weapon. Not 100% sure, but it does also give you +1 strength up there as well, but it has a chance to be addictive. So we'll bring it into the next fight anyway, because why not? So we need to draw 2 tactical boosts. I presume by tactical boosts it just means boosts. So that is +1 quick action, that's handy. And then let's just go here. Oh, we've seen this one before, I think. Amplified effect, reroll any blank faces on a black, yellow or green die. And then we have to draw 2 for the Quincy Police Station success and keep 1. Let's draw that one and this one. Reroll skill die only, but not after a critical fail. Oh, that's good. Or use your body before a combat roll, you can swap one of those dice for a black die. I'm taking the reroll any miss except a critical failure for sure. So, because I said that the Sole Survivor is always the one to do these, I guess he's the one who has these all available to him. So with that, let's hear what we're doing today, and then I'll go over who's equipped with what and where they're deploying. Quest name, Another Escort. A win will result in 450 caps, a loss will result in 200 caps. Quest overview. With the increased activity in vicious creature attacks, trade caravans have been paying extra for escorts through the area. Rumours are spreading about the attacks, and traders are getting scared. New Hope needs the traders to keep travelling the roads around them, or they won't be able to sustain themselves. It should be simple enough, but in the post-apocalypse, nothing is ever what it seems to be. So there you have it, you'll have heard what we're doing today, and that there's a lot of caps on the line because traders are paying extra for safe travels across the territory due to all the monsters turning, well, creatures turning very vicious. To quickly go over who's bringing what, the Sole Survivor's been given the Hunter's Hunting Rifle, John has been given the T60 Power Armor and Laser Rifle, although he still has his trusty 44 if he prefers. Laser Rifle gives him a bit of range. Let's see, Pennyworth has his SMG, his Buzzsaw and his Laser this time, no Flamer. The Settler has been given the Incendiary Assault Rifle. The Scavenger has been given the special pipe wrench. What was it called again? The Incendiary Baton, sorry. There we go. I think that covers everything we were bringing. And as you can see already, the deployment area is down here, red in a little box here. And the models representing the trade caravan are this Pack Brahmin, this Settler, and this man in the suit here. They are considered one unit, but we'll talk about that more in a second. And you might have noticed in the flyover that there is no enemies on the map. There's a lot of icons, but no enemies. We're going to be doing a little bit of a different thing this week to try and use a mechanic of the game we don't usually use. So there's some items to pick up, that's normal. Some of them are bad, some of them are good. So it's just a chance for loot, as per normal. There is 8 blue markers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll be flipping those to start the game, and they are numbered 1 to 8. I do not know which is which, that's why they're flipped down, because I didn't want to know which number is where. At the top of each turn, we'll be rolling a d8 to pick 2 numbers. They're going to be the ones that activate, and we're going to be rolling to see if it's a creature card or a danger card resolved against whomever is closest. And I've stacked the decks a little bit such that the creature cards are models we have here, because normally when you draw a creature card you don't spawn a monster, you just do the card. But this time we're going to do the card and spawn the monster, so it's going to be a little bit more dangerous, because most of them do damage in a burst, or something bad happens, you get crippled, get stunned, etc. But they're also going to spawn the monster, and then that'll be put into the AI pool for going against us and whatnot. The last thing to cover, because I don't want to front load this too much, you'll see how it works as we play, is that the caravan itself, these 3 units, they move as one. They will move yellow distance once per turn. They can do whatever else with their other action. they count as having pipe pistols. They can shoot one once, and 5 movements will get them across here to this edge here, which counts as a win as long as it safely gets there. The 2 settlers have 4 health each, standard settler health bar. If they both go down, it's just the Brahmin left. And I didn't fully decide if it was just the Brahmin left, would it count as a loss? I am going to count it as a loss because the Brahmin doesn't count as a trader. That's just the thing they use to carry their trade. So there's no enemies to start with, so I'll just be starting. And you don't need to start with the, well, sorry, there might be enemies because it depends which blue ones activate. But say this one activates, like all the way over here, it's still whoever's closest, so their stat card gets used for any skill checks for damage and whatnot. Better to see it in action, I think. So with that, we're going to jump into the first turn. We're going to flip over these in a second and then roll for which ones activate. Alright, everything's set up, I'm good to go, and these are the 2 decks we're going to be using. We've seen danger cards now and then, we're going to see a lot more of them today I think, and we've never really, I think once we've seen a creature card when a danger card told us to draw one, so they're the ones that are actually going to spawn our enemies this time, which is not normally how they work. But let's start by flipping over these blue icons. So that's number 1 there, this is number 3, this is number 8, behind the fence here is number 6, over here is number 4, and let's see, right next to them, this is the dangerous one, that is number 7, and over here is 5, and then what number have we not seen? We haven't seen, no, we've seen 3, 2, so this has got to be 2, yeah. So we're going to roll a d8, I've got a nuclear looking d8 here, twice to see which 2 are activating. It's going to be number 8, which is by the middle of the map, and number 2. So number 8 and number 2, which is down here. So for each of them, we're rolling the armor die, 1 and a 3, creature card, 2 and a 4, danger card. Starting with number 8. So that is a creature card, so we're just going to shuffle and put that there for a second. I'll flip once we're done. And then for number 2, that is also a creature. You do have a slightly higher chance of getting a 1 or a 3 on that die for the record, which is why I've made the creature cards be there, because you want stuff to spawn. So that is going to be our enemies on the map for the first turn, and we have to resolve the cards. So from this card, the closest target is going to be the sole survivor. Sorry for the reflection, by the way. From this card, I would say the settler that's part of the caravan itself, the trade caravan, is the one who's going to have to do that. So let's see what's happening down here to the sole survivor. It's a possessive mongrel. The mongrel will really protect the rotten corpse as it is eating. Place a, well, you would place that. I'm going to place the actual mongrel model. Any model ending its activation with orange resolves 1 damage plus a yellow die. You can test agility to grab and fling the rotten meat away, which in turn will move him out of a threat radius. Alright, so there will be a mongrel there, but he won't be having a traditional activation. He's going to just be guarding meat. But if we get within orange, he's going to attack, so nothing too bad there. And this one over here, a dormant feral ghoul. Test agility and you might get rads. So let's quickly test agility. The agility of a settler is not very high. It's, what is it? It's 4. Oh, okay, they pass, but a feral ghoul is still spawning right here. I'll remove the numbers, put the enemy there, and he'll be activating first. So there's the overly possessive mongrel that has been spawned as a result of that card. He will not be put into the activation pool for the AI. He only strikes out if someone gets too close to the meat he's eating. So it's orange distance, so I'm just going to leave that there as a reminder. I'll put the card to one side, but I'm keeping it handy just to remember what you have to test if you want to throw the meat somewhere to make him run away. But he's just going to be there as a lingering threat. Only really a threat if I decide to come looting down there, I guess, because there's loot there and there's loot there. More importantly though, the feral ghoul did spawn over here, and he activates because they have less numbers, and they just always want to attack no matter what you roll, really. So he has charged forwards, yellow twice, into the firing line, and also kind of blocking the way, honestly. But now it's over to my activations. There won't be any more chances for enemies to spawn until the top of the next turn. I'm hoping this won't be too easy. I wanted the random nature of it because I thought that would be fun, and I hope my explanation wasn't too garbled. Either way, let's start rolling dice. So first activation for my lot is going to be the sole survivor. He moved down here in order to touch this loot. He'll be turning that over for free at the end of his activation. For now though, he is shooting his hunter's hunting rifle into the ghoul, which puts in an extra black die for it being a creature. Let's just bring this down here right on the edge of the table, and it's on 5s I believe. Well, either way it's definitely down to a 1, so that is 3 damage versus the ghoul's 1 armor, he does block the bonus damage and takes 2. Not a bad start. But now we need to flip this icon here and see what it is. It is just an item. I think that might be the only good one there. The rest are kind of a mixed bag. But I do have the Wasteland deck right here. Again, there's a few things now thrown in here from Forged in the Fire. Let's go for this one. Ooh, we found a Trail Carbine. Blue short range, blue black long range. 2 base damage, but you're also throwing in a black die. That seems pretty good. Interesting. Pennyworth is up next. I'm going to have him try and finish off that goal so there's no threat. I moved him up first though, so he is the closest to the number 4 and the number 6, because he can tank something if a nasty creature spawns off the back of one of those cards. So he's going to use the SMG at close range. Is a green and a black die, hitting on 7s for him. And that is a hit with a quick action. He can't really use a quick action, even if he blocks the 1 on his 1 armor, which he didn't. He only has 4 health. So the Feral Ghoul is out of there. So there's no more threats on the table, so I can just do some movements now. Up back. We'll do them in like batches of 3. With nothing to shoot at for now, the Caravan of Traders and the Pack Brahmin activated. They move as one, all 3 units just moving together, forwards, and then doing nothing else because there's nothing to shoot at. Again, they have to make a yellow move every turn, even if they're in combat they'll attempt to, because 5 turns of moving that speed will put them at the other end of the table. Assuming they live, obviously. If they don't live, that's a lose condition. Dogmeat activated and is just following after his owner, rushing down here. Maybe he smells that meat the other mongrel's eating and wants it, because he is getting a little bit close to where it is, but there's also some items down there that I might want to nab. So the Scavenger moved up, double yellow move right up to the barricade here, and we're just going to do the other 2 yellow moves on camera because it's more or less exactly the same. For the Settler, she is just going to move up but slightly behind because she had to be behind everyone. So she is here. John though, in the T60 power armor, he's not going to come too far forwards because I want him to be close enough to this in case this activates. So I want him to resolve it, because if he gets damaged, he's got that power armor there to kind of tank the hit. So he's only going to move up there, and I think he can take prepares, so he'll take a prepare, and that takes us to the end of the first turn. We are still doing end of turn event cards as normal. I hope I haven't made this too easy, but I shouldn't say that going forwards, because there is still there's 2 spawns per turn basically, more or less, unless we get danger cards. But let's see what's carrying us over into turn 2. Recent prints. Deathclaw prints in the area are obviously fresh. The threat of it being nearby makes it hard to concentrate. Each model may perform a maximum of 1 action that is use expertise during its activation. Quick actions are not affected. Okay, so you can't do like double expertise actions. I don't think that counts moving and shooting. It's if you're trying to like lockpick, etc. So at the top of turn 2, we have to see which 2 markers activate. Got that D8 again. If we get one that's already activated, we just go again. They will all activate. So 1, that is the one right at the back. That's the one at John. So that's 1. And what's that? Is that an 8? No, thank goodness I checked. That's a 3. So that one and the one right next to John. So obviously John is the closest target to that one. The closest target to this one is going to be the Scavenger. Yeah. But we need to see what they're resolving. So let's go for 3 first, just because it's here. It is a creature card. So whatever that is, I'll be going against the Scavenger and then spawning an enemy. And once again, don't get mad at me for not following the official rules. You don't normally spawn things off the back of creature cards. That's just the gimmick for this particular adventure. And then John, another creature card. We're not going to get to see any danger cards today. Okay, he will have this one then, down there. Alright, let's see if we need to roll anything. So this is against the Scavenger. A large egg. You spot a Deathclaw egg. Oh, I see. If you take it, record model has egg, which counts as food item worth 250 caps, then add consequence to the event deck. Consequence, the mother arrives to reclaim her young. The model that holds a Deathclaw egg tests luck, otherwise you take 4 damage. Okay. I'm gonna interpret that slightly differently so we can incorporate it into play. But we're going to do it. The Scavenger can't help loon, so he's going to hold the egg, and we're going to do. I'll think about how to apply this without having to mix this card into event cards, because of the way we do event cards here. Let's see what the other card is, because it's 250 caps. How can you say no? Mirelurk eggs. You hear cracking of eggshells and hatchlings as hatchlings emerge. Either ignore it and resolve a claw attack, as if they have 4 health, or try to avoid them by testing agility. What is the agility of a John in power armor? It is 4. Why not? He actually passed it. So if you pass, you resolve the effects of the hatchlings only having 2 health. So we are going to spawn hatchlings and have them activate, but they also get that free attack as if they had 2 health, so they only hit once. We'll look that out and then make a decision about the large egg as well. Alright, so there's the Mirelurk eggs. I guess we disturbed them as we were walking past, and there is the hatchlings that have attacked John, just appearing in close combat. He's going to get to swing back in close combat with that prepare after they resolve the one attack because he passed his agility roll. I'm going to make the egg spit out a new hatchling every turn as well, just to force us forwards and make it that we're running from them. As for the Deathclaw egg that the scavenger has foolishly decided to pick up because of its value, we're going to do it that at the end of every one of his activations we'll roll the skill die. If it's an 8 or higher, he loses his bottle. It's just he lost his nerve. He just puts the egg down and considers it not worth the money. So it'll just be lost. Unless it's a crit fail, in which case the mama is going to appear and take back her egg. Let's hope that doesn't happen. So, the Mirelurk gets a free attack. Just a green die. And it was hitting on 4s, I believe. Yep, 4s. And with that -2, it does hit. They do 1 damage against John's power armor though, so it's 3 + 1. So, actually there was no point rolling because the +1 blocks it. So he's going to hit back with, I guess he'll use his 44 because his speciality with it cancels out the negative for it being in close combat. So that's 2 yellow dice, just on his base skill roll then, of 4. And he hit with a crit, so that's 2 damage versus no armor. So they normally have 3 HP, so he counts as having 1 left. Now we're ready to start the turn. So I did forget there would have been an additional -2 or +2 to his skill because he was hitting into close combat with a ranged weapon, but also it was a prepare. I think it still would have hit regardless, so we're going to carry on as is. I'm going to activate the settler, and she's going to try and shoot into the combat to finish off those hatchlings so John can move freely. This might be a bad idea. It is barely in short range for the incendiary assault rifle, and with the bonus to hit thanks to hitting into combat, it is, I think a 6 is fine. It would have been a 6, so it would have been, yeah, down to or up to an 8. So it hits 1 extra damage, but does she hit the right target? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. She just sees her teammates and just can't help but aim for their heads. Alright, 3 + 1. I'm rolling the wrong die. 3 + 1 against 3 damage. Oh, does the bottle cap do anything? No. Star is set on fire. So that's 2 + 1. Thankfully he blocked all the damage. She's not going to shoot again. Or maybe I shoot. This is, I was going to move her down here. You know, this is her redemption arc. This is her chance to not shoot her teammate a second time. 8 comes down to a 7. Again, with the +2 bonus for shooting into combat, that is a hit because she's 6 base. So her skill would go up to an 8. Who is she hitting? I mean, that would be John. She's hitting John again. 2 damage plus 3 against 3 + 1. Only the +1, so he does take 1 damage. The bottle cap does nothing. Our settler is going through some stuff, I guess, because she can't help shooting her friends. Well, we're sticking down here because technically the Mirelurk hatchlings should have activated first, because that attack it did on John was free off of the back of the creature card. So it's possibly a good thing that she didn't kill him, but I would have put him back on for the attack. So it's nibbling at John twice. If it was at full health, this would have been a total of 4 attacks, but thanks to it being wounded by his attack, it is not. A 6 is not good enough. So thankfully he misses with the first one, and then the second Mirelurk nibble. 9 comes down to 8. Still not good enough. So thankfully they missed twice, but are giggling to themselves as they just see a bullet boing off his power armor helmet. Alright, let's show our cross-eyed settler how to shoot. The Soul Survivor is going to go and shoot into the combat here, and he's going to take out the Mirelurks with his Hunter's Hunting Rifle. Again, the black die thrown in for it being a creature. Normally a 5, so it's on 7 or less. He gets a crit with an armor break. 1 or 3 is the Mirelurks. Did John like upset everybody between now and last week? So this is against 2 + 1 armor. He blocks 1, takes 1. I see. So he's up to 2 damage on that power armor that's keeping him alive as all his friends shoot him by accident. Well, I was going to move with the Sole Survivor. You know, in this case I still am, because I want him away from the nest. I'm not going to take the chance. Although I have to know, I'm just going to roll the armor die. On the assumption, let's say he did land a hit. Ooh. If you want something done right. John's going to activate. I'm actually going to have him use improvised weapon because the power armor he's wearing puts him above 7 strength. So he'll be getting that black die thrown in along with just the green that improvised weapon does. It only does 1 damage, but that's all he needs to do. And his melee skill is not terrible. It's, sorry, I need to check again. 6, so it's pretty good. 7 comes down to 6. They don't have armor. So he takes out, I should have just went with him, but I thought, no, have him double move, get him front forward, but nope. So his other action is he's just moving up here to have a stern little conversation with the settler and her ability to shoot. The trader caravan has just moved up yellow, nothing to shoot at. They're not going to shoot at the dog. Actually, I guess they could shoot at the dog technically, maybe they don't know any better, but they can't see it from where they are currently anyway. I've had Pennyworth move up just a little bit because I want him to flip over this loot here while also being closer to 2 of the numbers that haven't drawn cards yet. So he took a prepare for his other action because Mr. Gutsies can do that. We're going to flip this, see what it is. It is a whole load of nothing. So just a couple of movement actions for me left. Dogmeat moved twice, kind of in a diagonal. He did not cross the orange line there. He didn't do a full movement. He stopped here in order to go diagonally up here in order to search this, which we'll do in a second. The scavenger was the last to go for perhaps obvious reasons now, and he's moving forwards up there because if the worst happens, he is going to be off on his own to try and save us. So first of all, you know what? Let's flip this, see what it is. An item card and a danger card, so I'm going to have to go look those out in a second, but let's see if we roll badly on the scavenger's roll. He is perfectly fine, his resolve holds, so he's still holding that egg and no danger yet. So we'll go get the Wasteland deck and the danger deck. So we've got ourselves an item card and a danger card for poor Dogmeat. Let's see what the doggo has found first of all. Gecko-backed metal armor. Resistant to fire and poison, but agility -1. 214. It's pretty good. That must be from the New Vegas wave. So that would be worth it for holding on to for sure. Let's see what the danger that came along with it is. Let's go for this one. Jagged edge, sharp and corroded twists of reinforced steel protrude up from the ground. Do you risk moving quickly or go slowly? Go slow, you get stunned, or test agility, no effect, or maybe bust your leg. Dogmeat has great agility, I think. 6, well, I'll risk it. That's a 9. Ooh, unfortunately, Dogmeat now has a broken leg. So that is the end of the second turn. Let's see what event is carrying us over to turn 3. Let's cut quite deep and go here. Diamond City Radio, it's Travis blathering away again, aka nothing. So top of turn 3, let's see which numbers are activating. Got the D8 here. 4, we haven't seen 4 yet, that's closest to Pennyworth. And 8, I think we've seen 8, haven't we? Yes, so reroll that one. That is a 2, we've seen 2 as well. 7, we've seen, no we haven't seen, that's 7. I confused it and called it 1 when I was putting it down, but we've definitely seen 1 and that is definitely a 7. So 4 and 7. So this one is closest to Pennywise. Pennywise, I did it again. Pennyworth. So 1 and 3 is a creature card. Let's go for this one right here. I'll put that there for a second as my dog whuffs in the background. Perhaps warning of danger. And then this one over here. I'm drawing the cards first, but if she keeps barking I'll do a quick pause. And this is a creature card as well, so we're going to do this one. Give me 1 second. Alright, sorry about that. So we have 2 creature cards here. I also forgot to mention, but a Mirelurk hatchling has appeared at the nest over there. That's what we get for not destroying it. Let's just flip this one right here because we're at it. Dead, bloated, glowing one. So this will not spawn an enemy because it does specify it is dead. At least the bloated, glowing one is dead. It seems to be lying on top of something. To see what it is, test luck, then draw 1 item. If you fail that, you also get rad damage. You choose to keep the item, resolve 1 radiation, then discard the card. The closest person is the scavenger, who is getting in over his head a little bit with how much looting he's doing. What is his luck? His luck is 2! So close! Okay, so resolve 1 radiation damage. He has no radiation defense, so it'll just go through. If you choose to keep the item, resolve 1 more, so that would be 2 in total, and then you remove the card. he will keep the item because he's being greedy today. So what did he find for the 2 radiation damage he's about to receive? Let's cut this here and say he found this. He triple black die fire axe. Wow. Okay, was that worth 2 radiation damage? I don't know. He's only got 4 health and now 2 of it's gone and is not curable. I don't know, but we have one more card before I forget to resolve, which might also require items, so let's just keep that there. Let's see, this will attack Pennyworth, he is the closest threat. A withered Mirelurk. The Mirelurk is sick and dying, partially buried in the dirt. It flails its claws, the decayed body of a farmer clutching a box lays nearby. To grab the box, test agility, or if you fail it, it will get a free attack against you. Success or fail, draw 2 items for the content of the box. Oh, we've got a chance for a lot of loot here. We'll test agility. I don't think Pennyworth has good agility. What's a Mr. Handy's agility? Oh, 7. It's pretty good, actually. Okay. So, the Mirelurk, withered Mirelurk, does not get a free attack. He is going to spawn at that number 4, though, and he'll be in the AI pool. But because he's meant to be withered, we'll say he's at half health. Either way, though, we draw 2 items. We're going to have to throw out so many items next week. Let's take that and this. A patch 3-piece suit which raises perception and charisma. That's not that interesting. Oh, I accidentally lifted 2 cards there. Let's just take this one. And a Tarberry. Remove 2 damage but then add 1 radiation. This is from the Forged. Alright, so that's even more loot to sort through at the end. So there's where the half-dead Mirelurk popped up. They have 6 health normally, so he's starting with 3 damage on him. I guess he crawled out from there when he heard the ruckus of a huge group passing by, and he's eyeing down Pennyworth there. But he wasn't the first to activate, it was the hatchlings. They move yellow whether they're moving or charging, and that is enough that he's going to go after John. But after his first move, which ends there, Pennyworth's going to use up that prepare to take a shot at him. Normally hitting on 7s, it'll be down to a 5. Doing that because I want him to move out of the way of the Mirelurk, I think. 8, nowhere close. That's a shame. So unfortunately, if I do move Pennyworth away, he's going to allow the caravan to get attacked when the Mirelurk has to activate. It's the only other enemy on the field that is activating. So I'm going to have him just stand there and take it, but try and maybe finish it off. Mirelurks are tanky though. 2+1 physical armor, 3 energy armor. The 3 energy armor, it might be easier for him to get through, so I'm going to have him crack out that Mr. Handy laser and shoot it into him. Hitting on 7s, it's a green and a yellow die. That is a hit, breaks an armor, so that brings him down to 2 damage versus 2 armor. He does not block any of it and takes 2. Perfect. He's got 1 health remaining. Can he secure the kill? 8 is not good enough. Oh, it would have done it. Yes, it would have. Oh, that's a shame. Well, the Mirelurk will be activating now, so we might as well just do his turn, because he's charging into Pennyworth and attacking. He will take a black charge bonus on an X. Nope, so it's going to be a green. So the Mirelurk claw is usually yellow, green, black, with an extra green thrown in for that charge bonus. Hitting on 5s. Oh boy, did he hit for 1 extra damage. So that is 2 damage. No bottle cap. Yep, so just 2 damage versus 2+1. He fully blocked it. Okay, so it's just over my activations now, barring anything catastrophic happening, like him. So the Pack Brahmin and his traders forming the caravan have been moved up because I want them to keep going towards safety. They are going to take a shot with a pipe pistol into the Mirelurk, see if they can kill it. Just a single black die, 1 base damage. Normally hitting on 6s since we're using the settler card for them, so hitting on an 8 because they're shooting into combat. They hit for 1 extra damage, so now they have to see if they're hitting the Mirelurk on a 1 or a 3. Why can they do it but my settler can't? Why not? So 2+1 armor against 2 damage. Oh, he fully blocked it. Okay, that's fair enough. Trusting in no one but himself, John is activating in that half-cracked open power armor. Just going to use the makeshift weapon again because he has that strength bonus from the power armor, and he's going to try and smush the Mirelurk hatchlings. So he's hitting on... Oh, I did him as hitting on 6s last time. I forgot to take the power armor into consideration. He should be hitting on 9s because his melee skill is tied to his strength. So that is a hit. They don't have armor, but it doesn't do any bonus damage, so it's just 1. I'll just keep it there to apply once we finish rolling because he's going to just do it again. I did also forget extra green die for... Oh wait, no. The settler is not touching the Mirelurk hatchlings. So no outnumbered bonus. He got 2 crits in a row. Does 1 more damage. Only 2 though, so they have 1 health left. But that's okay, because I'm sure the Settler will shoot into combat in a second here, and definitely not hit John. This is a factually correct statement. The Settler has a 100% hit rate. And then you do a little asterisk, and then the little asterisk is really small font that says, when hitting teammates. So, anyway, she's going to shoot with that incendiary assault rifle into combat, hitting on, I think it's 8s now. A crit is definitely enough. The bottle caps don't do anything, it has to be a star. 1 and a 3 is the hatchlings. She's hitting the hatchlings. It is actually possible for her to hit an enemy, not just her friends. They don't have armor, so it does 2 flat damage, and she obliterates them, thankfully. I wasn't expecting her to do that with one action, so I need to reach over here real quick, apologies, for the yellow movement stick. I don't want her to go down by where the mongrel is. Oh, I could have her try... Dare she repeat the feat and shoot at the... Yes. Yes, actually. We'll just have her shoot into that combat and see if she can do 2 in a row. Well, she crit failed, so what can you do? She'll take a prepare, though. Dogmeat activated and initiated a charge. Now, because of that slow, his movements are 1 ruler size less than they would normally be, but his normal charge is blue, so green was still more than enough that he has made it in, because I trust the dog to take out the Mirelurk more than if I get the sole survivor to shoot into combat. So the dog bite special with an extra green die thrown in for the outnumber bonus with Pennyworth being there, and a black die thrown in for his charge bonus. But that all doesn't matter unless he hits, and he hits on 6s. An 8 comes down to a 7, he misses. Would have shattered 2 of the armor, done an extra, that would have been such a good roll. And he can't use luck. Oh, I didn't bring Pennyworth's bowler hat. Oh well. Second last activation, the scavenger has moved up so that he's touching that to loot at the end of his turn, and he's not doing anything with his other action. It also means he's the closest for spawn point 3, just in case, because I want the caravan itself to be safe. But it's the end of his activation, so first of all we're going to roll the fate dice as it is. Oh no, that's a crit fail. Well, it's a quick action and a crit fail. On the die, does this count as a 0? I'm gonna have to genuinely go double check to make sure that also counts equivalent of getting a crit fail, because if it does, this is really bad. Yep, page 10, it does count as a crit fail, exactly the same as if it was just an X. So with a mighty roar, around comes the mama from the corner of the building there to say, give me back my egg. And as per the creature card that was drawn originally, 4 physical damage has to be resolved. Even if he was to perfectly roll his defense, which would be 2, he is dead. So the scavenger just gets sprawled across the floor by a big swipe from the Deathclaw matriarch, and she gets her egg back. But she's here to play, because hey, there's people here and she's mad. So the scavenger's off the table, and there is a new threat. I'm not going to activate this turn though, because that attack is going to count as the turn. I've still got the sole survivor to go with, of course, but yeah, this just got dangerous. Well, upon hearing that monstrous roar followed by a blood-curdling scream, the sole survivor activated and went into hero mode. He popped, spurred into action to give himself a quick action guaranteed, and thanks to using Grognak's sword, he can use quick actions to move or charge at 1 less size, which is why he moved very far. He also activated overdrive. You slip it in under the card, it doesn't do anything this turn, but next turn it's going to give him an extra black die on melee attacks. He is going to go defend that caravan. He moved, and then he used that quick action to move at half speed to put him right there to try and, well, at least tie up the problem. Probably will not kill it, but at least hold it down in time for the caravan to make its escape. Oh man, did things go from mild to extra spicy there. Let's see what event is carrying us over into the penultimate turn. Let's go for this one. A new presence. A figure steps out from their hiding place. Player with advantage marker adds an investigation marker green from any battlefield edge. Draw a stranger card, not what is on the token. Marker remains until stranger resolved, even if event is discarded. No. I honestly don't understand that one, so we'll just draw another one. Slippery. Models do not receive charge bonus markers. Other effects of charge or battle cry are unaffected. So no green or black die for charge bonuses because of the slippy ground. Probably because of the blood from the scavenger, if I had to guess. So here's what it's looking like at the top of the penultimate turn. And we are still drawing cards, and another Mirelurk hatchling swarm has popped. But honestly, that's a good thing, because that might mean the matriarch doesn't activate first. And the Mirelurk's still there on 1 health. Now there's only 3 markers left. There's a 6, a 3 and a 5. Because there's only 3, I'm just going to say 1, 2, 3 and re-roll a 4 just to, you know, reduce the number of rolling because a d8 would take forever. So 2 would be the number 3 and it's going to affect the caravan. They're the closest target. We have to then roll to see whether or not it's a danger card or a creature card. It's a creature card because of course it is. Let's go with this one. Oh, I didn't read it. I accidentally flipped it over but I didn't read it. And then we'll just say, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's a number 6. And then is it a creature card or a danger card? It's every single time, every single one has been a creature card. Alright, well, who's closest to that? It would still be Pennyworth. It doesn't affect enemies. Yeah, Pennyworth is closer in the Soul Survivor. But this one is affecting the caravan itself. Scratching sound. Scratching noises seem to be coming from just beneath the surface underground nearby. Either move orange directly away or resolve a mole rat bite attack. So a mole rat's going to spawn, but we have to resolve its attack on them. I'll need to look out what dice you roll for that, so we'll do that in a second. This card, a playful mongrel. The mongrel seems oblivious to what's going on around it. It just wants to play. This could be a useful distraction. If you throw a stick for the dog, pick a location within line of sight, which could be moved to within blue, move or less. The mongrel chases after the stick. Remove prepares from any models within red line of sight of the chosen direction. So there's no point putting another mongrel in if it's a friendly one. Nothing here is going to do a prepare. They're just going to come and murder us, so we'll just ignore that one. So there's where the mole rat's popped out of the ground and is immediately nibbling at the ankles of one of the caravan members. And we'll be just rolling. This is a free out of sequence attack. 1 yellow die. And it was hitting on 4s, I think it was. Definitely not 8s, so it has missed. But it will be getting a turn as standard as the turn goes on. And it being there again is not a necessarily bad thing, because the more enemies there are now on the map, the less chance there is a big mama over there activating first. Of course it was the matriarch first, of course it was. I'd be glad that I wasn't recording when I was rolling to see who activated. So the matriarch is charging into the caravan itself. Now I did say the settlers were the targets, but he can't, or she can't actually get into contact because the mole rat's there. So she's going to strike at the Brahmin, and it's with the matriarch swipe. No charge bonus because of the event, but double yellow and a blue. Two yellow dice, the blue. The extra black die is because of her strength bonus, not a charge bonus. Base damage is 2, and the blue die does a bunch of stuff, and I think she's hitting on 9s or something ridiculous like that. I'm going to have to check now because that's a 9 on the dot. Let's see, she's... Oh, actually no, she only hits on a 5. It's tied to her perception. So, actually, thank goodness, that missed. But, when the caravan does its move, they're going to get attacks of opportunity, which still could be very bad. So I think I'm just going to rip the band-aid off and move the settler caravan first, the traders. And normally if you're pulling away from combat you would go 1 slower, it'd be down to orange, but per the rules of just how we're playing the mission, they will always move yellow regardless of situation. So the Deathclaw Matriarch is getting an attack of opportunity on to the Brahmin there. Same dice, exact same dice. And this time it's a hit. Oh, with the nuke. Where's the card? The nuke. It would normally push back, but again, because of the mission rules, we're not going to do that. But breaks its 1 armor, does 1 extra damage, that's 3 to the Brahmin. Luckily, that's technically the tank of the caravan, so to speak. And then, real quick, just 1 yellow die for the mole rat attack of opportunity. Of course it lands! Of course it does! Well, that's just damage straight through to that settler on the left there. But then I'll move them all down here, and we'll randomise who goes next out of all the other creatures. So we're going to go to the other end of the table in a second, but I did forget the caravan does get to shoot a pipe pistol. They're shooting it at the matriarch because they're insane. It does hit as 1 damage versus 3+1 armor, and then she fully blocks it. Fair enough. So what we're actually doing is the AI activated, and it's the Mirelurk hatchlings. They're going to charge into the settler, see how she likes it, but she did have that prepare, so after this first move prior to the charge initiating, she is taking a shot, close range, incendiary assault rifle, and it's not good enough. So the charge is made and she is locked in combat. So I'm going to go with the Soul Survivor. There's no chance of him taking out the Matriarch, but he's just there to buy them time. So rather than charge in and attack her, he's going to take a shot at the Mole Rat, try and kill the Mole Rat, and then charge the Matriarch just to tie her up in close combat. So point blank with the Hunter's Hunting Rifle is as follows. A 6 is not good enough, right? He misses, I think. He needed a 5. Well, in that case, let's take 2 And we'll re-roll the skill die and try again. He hits. It does 1 extra damage, so that is 3 damage versus 1 armor. He does not block any. I've forgotten offhand if a Morat has 3 health or 4 health. I can't see the card from here. It's either dead or has 1 health remaining. Either way, he is using his other action to charge past the Morat into combat here, and he will take a black die as a charge bonus. Oh sorry, he will not take a charge bonus at all because of the event, but Morats only have 2 health, so he did indeed splat that one. Well, with the Morat's demise, it's just over to the half dead, or more than half dead. He's got 1 health left remaining Mirelurk. Just going to smack Pennyworth 2 times on 5s with the dice you see before you, the Mirelurk Claw. And that is a 7 after you apply the negative, so the first hit is a miss. And the second swipe, that's a 10, that comes down to an 8, but it's still worse. So he has whiffed twice. We're going to stay there, and I'm going to try and take him out with Dogmeat, because Pennyworth can move at full speed to try and get over there, help with the Matriarch, keep her busy for 1 turn. That's all they really need to do. That is a massive hit, breaks 1 armor. He's down to 2+1. He fully blocks the damage. I have to go again. Oh, the extra green die is outnumber bonus. It's a hit for 2 extra damage. I think that would have done a break as well. It does not matter. 3+1 versus 4 armor. He can't actually block enough. He blocked 3, took 4. So 1 damage gets through. Thankfully, that was just barely. Cracks the shell, and the diseased, or whatever he was called, decaying, I think it was, Mirelurk is gone. Still 1 big problem on the board, and of course also the hatchlings. Well, John's going to activate, and he's going to shoot into combat to try and save the settler with an evil laugh. He's going to help. It's going to be like Luigi passing someone in Mario Kart, that kind of expression. So he's going to shoot with his 44, because that puts, plus adding on the bonus for shooting into combat, puts his chance to hit up to an 8. So, well, never mind. First shot is a miss. That's still better than shooting your teammate, to be fair. Second hit does hit. 1 and a 3 is the Mirelurk hatchlings. Oh, would you look at that? He's hitting the settler. 2 damage versus 1 armor. And she does not block it and takes the 2 damage. How do you like it? How do you like it when someone shoots you that's your friend? Well, the incendiary assault rifle the settler's using is going to be cracked out in close combat. Chance to hit down to a 4 as a result. Still good though, especially if you do that. It was stars only for setting on fire, if I remember rightly. Yes. Oh, no armor, so that's just 3 damage right there. I'll need to lean over for a damage marker. Apologies. I think it has 1 health left. Oh no, it has 3 health in total. Never mind. She actually just did it in 1. There we go. In that case, for her second action, she'll move over here. So now she's, as I hit one of the barricades, she's now closest to number 5 there, which will be activating at the top of the final turn, ironically. Last activation was Pennyworth. He moved, and rather than charging into the combat, because like I say, they're not killing her, at best they could wound her, because she has 3 health bars essentially. So he's ending his turn watching the fight in order to flip this for a last chance at loot. It is a perception check, and if you fail you take a danger card and get him as well. He can't do that as a free action though, so it's going to sit there for the final turn. Alright, country roads take us home. What event is carrying us into the final turn of the game? It is going to be Swarm of Flies. It's hard to keep a steady hand with the constant buzzing and biting. All lockpick skills, which was not what that item needed, thankfully, are -2. Hopefully it won't make a difference at all in the round. So as we start the final turn, it is going to be a win as long as both settlers in the caravan don't die. And it isn't looking like they will. But we still have to see what the final number becomes. And we want it to be a creature, really, because that reduces the chances of the Matriarch activate. Because on the off chance she somehow manages to one-shot the sole survivor, she could go after the caravan. So let's see. Of course it's the first danger card of the game. Of course it is. The Mirelurks have also respawned down here. I knew that would happen. I knew it would. Let's see. It might say draw a creature card, of course. Unstable ground. Without warning, the ground shifts beneath you. Test agility, otherwise you might scatter orange. And it is affecting the settler because she is closest to number 5. Her agility is a 4. She succeeded. No effect. Well, would you look at that? So thankfully this time around it was not the Deathclaw Matriarch that was activated, it was just the hatchlings. They charged into John, but that's not really going to matter. Oh, that should not be there anymore, it's been used up. So they can't attack this turn because they initiate the charge. The activation for the settlers is just going to be the caravan getting to the edge of the table, so we don't really need to do a pause for that. They've made it. So all it really comes down to is, does the matriarch take out the sole survivor and then charge the next nearest thing with which to murder that? So we're going to do her turn, and then we're going to do Pennyworth to see if he can pick that lock. But then that will... oh, actually, and the settler could move up there. So yeah, we can move whoever we want after the matriarch's turn. Well, let's see what the matriarch can do. By the way, if you're wondering, like, why does she have such a bad chance to hit? She's a legendary enemy. She has 3 cards. I'm sure her chance to hit goes up as she gets angrier on her other cards. I haven't looked, but offhand, I'm very certain that's how it works. So, extra black die for her strength being so high, but hitting on 5s. Crit fail. That would have been a triple armor break with extra damage. Oh boy. Okay, and her other strike. That's okay. That's much worse. That's a crit. Does the ball cap do anything? Yes, it stuns. So that's well, with double stun. So crit goes through. That is in total 4 damage, going up against 3 plus 1. He actually blocked it all with the super armor he gets for the settlers. So he actually managed to block all the damage. He took it like a champ. And that means we're now free to essentially just do a couple of real quick things. Try and pick that lot or investigate that thing with Pennyworth, and just move the settler here to flip this, and then we're basically done. That's just straight up an item. Let's see if we can pick this lock. What's a Mr. Gutsy's chance to investigate? Assuming they can. It's on a 5. Oop, that did not count. It rolled off. Nope. Second action. Yes. Oh wait, no, the fail counts. It's just you get a danger card as well. Okay, well, I've got the danger deck here, so we might as well resolve that, even though it's probably not going to make a difference at this point. Fire trap. If anything, it would have set Pennyworth on fire. That's not so bad. It would have been a perception +2 test, but because we're at the end of the game, it's not really relevant. So we draw 2 more items to end on. That means we're going to have so much loot to sort through in a second. But that's a good problem to have, I suppose. Let's go for this one. Break this here, and this one. A power fist, 1 base damage but double black dice and stuns on a bottle cap, which is a pretty common result, honestly. The most common, I think. And throwing spear, interesting. Only on strength 7+ characters can swap... oh, well, strength 7+ characters can swap a green die for a black die. So it could be double black and a blue. You throw it like a grenade. Interesting. Okay, well, as I say, that means we win at this point, even though we're all running away from a Deathclaw Matriarch that appeared. But it does count as a win, so we'll cover how many caps we have in a second and sort through our massive items. So here is our haul, including the stuff we brought in after the battle. First of all, the caps though, we had 749, we sold a laser pistol for 7, and we won, and the very generous caravanners, or caravaneers rather, and gave us 450 caps, meaning we are ending today with 1,206 caps. So head over to the community tab after watching this video. Within the hour of it being posted, there'll be a chance for you to vote on what you think we should spend the next week spending those caps on, building and whatnot in New Hope. For now though, the legendary items get retained automatically and do not take up space, which I sometimes forget, but that is 3 we just hold. I don't care for the Tarbury, there's no point. I don't really want to hold on to that final boost card. Boosts are better in pairs. So that leaves us with 6, 7, 8. We can technically take all of these, but it means the next time we're going to have to chuck some, well, not chuck some stuff out, we're going to have to sell some things. That's fine to sell, I think. I'm a bit torn about which one of these 2 is better. But yeah, we have room for 8 thanks to having the armory upgrade. So we'll take back these 8. It means we're going to have to spend quite a bit of time at the top of the next video chucking some stuff out, because we'll bring 5, retain 8. So we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely going to sell this because I don't see it as being super important in terms of armor sets. Like, this is much more important armor wise, I would say. But yeah, we'll do that. So that is going to do it for this week. I hope you enjoyed. It started out me thinking, oh, this is going to be too easy. I've miscalculated how hard the creature cards are, to escalating beyond anything I could possibly imagine. If you enjoyed, please do remember to show your support. Just a like or a comment helps. Or if you want to go above and beyond, consider pressing the thanks button, becoming a channel member, or maybe checking out the Patreon. Thank you though, regardless. I hope you enjoyed. That's the main important point here. And I'll see you again next Friday for the next part. Until then, ta-ta for now.